Once there were 4 brothers who were extremely foolish but believed themselves to be very clever. One night, while traveling through a forest, they tied their horse near a tree and went to sleep. After some time, one brother woke up and noticed that the horse had disappeared. He quickly woke the others and told them that their horse was gone. Instead of searching immediately, one brother lazily said that perhaps a man named Ramzan Khan had taken it and they would look for it in the morning. The next day, the 4 brothers began searching for their horse. On the way, they saw footprints on the ground. One brother said these were the tracks of a camel. Another said the camel must be male. The third said it seemed the camel was blind in one eye, and the fourth guessed that it had broken its rope and run away. Soon they met a worried man who asked if they had seen his lost camel. The brothers described the camel exactly according to their guesses. The man was surprised and asked where they had seen it, but the brothers replied that they had never actually seen the camel. The man became suspicious and decided to take them to the king for judgment. Further along the road, the brothers noticed footprints of a person. One brother said these footprints belonged to an old man. Another said the old man must have been weak because the steps were uneven. The third said he must have left his home in anger. After some time, they met a traveler searching for his elderly father who had gone missing. Again, the brothers described the old man correctly based only on guesses. The traveler also suspected them and joined the group going to the king. When they reached the king's court, everyone explained their complaints. The king asked the brothers how they knew so much without seeing anything. The brothers claimed they had special knowledge. To test them, the king placed a pomegranate inside a box and asked them to guess what was inside. By making simple guesses about the shape and features, they eventually said it was a pomegranate, which happened to be correct. The king, impressed by their answer, dismissed the complaints and allowed them to leave. The brothers received money for their lost horse and bought some goats from the market. On their journey home, they rested under a large tree in a forest. After some time, one brother imagined that the goats and sheep were planning to attack them. Frightened, all 4 brothers ran away, leaving the animals behind. After running for a long distance, they stopped to count themselves. Each time, the brother counting forgot to count himself and thought one of them was missing. A horseman passing by counted them correctly, and the brothers, amazed by his wisdom, offered to work for him as servants. The horseman took them home and gave each brother a simple task. One was told to care for his elderly mother, another to feed the oxen, the third to harvest the crops, and the fourth to watch the goats. But because of their foolishness, they ruined everything. One brother tried to keep flies away from the old mother by hitting near her again and again until he harmed her badly. Another brother, thinking feeding the oxen was difficult, killed them so they would not need food. The third brother burned the crops to finish the harvesting quickly, and the fourth allowed dogs to eat the goats, thinking it was not important. When the horseman returned and saw the damage, he was shocked and deeply upset. Still, he tried to remain calm and gave them another task, to dig a grave of a certain depth. The brothers misunderstood the instructions and dug only a tiny hole. Later, when asked to bring the old mother's body for burial, they lost it on the way and did not even notice. Instead, they wrongly accused an innocent old man they found on the road and brought him back, thinking they had completed their task. At this point, the horseman realized that the brothers were not only foolish but also careless and dangerous. He searched for his mother's body himself, buried it properly, and finally drove the brothers away from his home. The 4 brothers wandered off, and people who heard their story laughed at their foolishness and remembered the lesson it taught. Moral lesson: acting without thinking and relying only on guesses can lead to serious mistakes and harm. Wisdom, patience, and common sense are far more valuable than overconfidence and carelessness.